Hey guys, it's been really, really rough out here. This world tour was a lot more aggravating than I thought it would be. I find myself here at the Break Wasteland. Apparently this is where Gohan and Piccolo did most of their training or something like that. And, to be honest, it's just like any other wasteland in Dragon Ball, really. It's just two characters happen to be here, one of which I voice. We are continuing our menagerie of Advent dealies. First off, my top 24 DBZA episodes, moments, screams, whatever is applicable here. Number 23 is, of course, episode 2, and I promise you, we are not going in chronological order. There is going to be a different one tomorrow, but episode 2 was when I first voiced Gohan, and when I actually look back on this video, it was a really, really rough start, because this is when Gohan's at his youngest.
So really, he should be more like up here and something like that, because he's like 4.
You get that idea of what it should have sounded like in the Dead Zone movie. I mean, even then it's not perfect, but it's much better than it was in episode 2, because it was just... It was a lot better than it was when I did the movies with Neighborhood Clock Productions. Even then, it was the start of something, and doing the whole, "Stop beating up my daddy!" and just like the scream by hitting Raditz's space armor, that was a lot better than I remember, because I was thinking, okay, there was some hope in this character yet. But, of course, episode 2 is the birth of the Yoshi joke. And, fun fact as well, there are going to be plenty of fun facts in this. For the first dozen or so episodes, we recorded this coldly. As in, we didn't have a director. We were recording this by ourselves, and if there needed to be redos, then we recorded the redos. But for the first few episodes, we were kind of just going, oh, dang, we need to get an episode out every week, because the first few episodes, we were actually doing it like once a week. Man, those were the days when the bridging was simple. A lot of those lines, like the, are you a Yoshi? Those things, that was all me, and it just showed how inexperienced I was. But it's a classic. It was a lot of fun going back through these old episodes. And the one joke that I really, really liked was the whole, why Goku couldn't just eat a senzu bean or something like that. And he just goes,
I sort of have a hole in my esophagus.
That's one of the first moments in DBZA when you actually go, you know what? That is not only funny, but it also makes sense. There's a lot of those. And this was probably one of the first big ones. At least for me. Now, excuse me whilst I just lift up this rock, because there are plenty of rocks. As we then move on to the second segment, we are opening up some more cards. And this one features Hachiak, I think doing the ultimate blow graphics and stuff like that. But again, it's Hachiak. I'm not really expecting miracles here, because, a lot of the things in the Plan to Eradicate Christmas, we had to add all those lip flaps. Hachiak doesn't talk, if you remember through that, so we had to make him talk. That's one of our mantras in Abridging. If the lip flaps don't fit, we make them fit. 2 cards from each day are going to be used for a potential deck. And I'll find a game shop to go to, and we'll figure out how to learn how to play with people who actually know the game. And I got a place in mind when I return from the Dragon World. So, 2 cards, and Raditz was one, obviously, but we'll come back to that. But the first one we actually have is, it's a shiny. And it's Trunks, Saiyan Majesty. And I'm not sure whether it's actually magisterial, because it's the Ascot Trunks from the Baby Saga. Place this card in your drop area from your hand. When an opponent's card is switched to rest mode by your skill, draw 1 card. Okay, so basically you get to draw an extra card. Neat. Absolute Release Ball. Release is an operative word. If your leader card is blue and your life is at 4 or less, if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 3 or less, it is returned to its owner's hand instead of being played. So basically it gets rejected. And the amount, there are like red, blue, and green energies, I believe. And the number here is like tantamount to the amount of energy it requires to play the card. So it's kind of like Hearthstone in that way, at least I think. I could be very wrong. Do shout at me in the comments if I'm wrong. But the next one is Baby Evil Origins. So this is basically totally not cell embryonic moment. And let's see, only 1 Baby Evil Origins can be played in your battle arena area. So just the 1. And if your leader card is a yellow card and you have a red-yellow multicolored card in your energy, when you play this card, draw 3 cards, then choose 2 cards from your hand and place them in your drop area. And you can't play Baby Evil Origins for the duration of your turn. So basically, You can do all the switcheroo stuff, but you can only play this game once. So, okay, it may be low energy, but could be pretty handy. Birth of a Super Saiyan God. And this card already is a little bit deceptive, because this adds fuel to the fire that Videl is a Super Saiyan when she's not. Pan is a Quarter Saiyan. It's a cool composition, but I'm sorry, this is a little bit deceptive. This card gains desire in all areas, though it actually gains derision for the fact that it's inconsistent. Choose one red or yellow Saiyan or Earthling card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your drop area and play it. So basically, I think if you played a card about 2 or less, you can then reuse it or something like that. Baby Vengeful Upheaval. And I think this is like a lower version of a card I got yesterday. Choose one Vegeta GT card in your hand or your drop area and place it under this card. So basically, you possess a Vegeta and you can make it into like a baby Vegeta or something like that. Poor Vegeta. There isn't an arc where he doesn't get possessed or have mind control views on him or something like that. And, Yamcha. Okay, Yamcha the Cunning. Well, that's one word to say. When you play this card, draw one card, then for the duration of the game, if the turn player would use the skill of a battle card or extra card to switch energy to active mode, they can't switch energy to active mode. So basically, you can almost like stop it or something like from happening. Dr. Lychee, Inception of the Grudge is the next one. When one of your other cards is attacked, you may switch this card to rest mode and change the target of the attack to this card. When this card is KO'd, choose up to one Ghost Warrior card. Oh, because this is to do with the Hachak saga. So basically, if this card goes down, you can swap it for the Ghost Warrior card that we got yesterday. Okay, Maleficent Technique Freezer. Choose 2 clone tokens in your opponent's battle area and remove them from the game. Play this card from your hand. So, if you have clone tokens, you can just swap it out for this one. Okay, that's fair enough. Ah yes, you got still on the offensive. Lanny does a much better Shu impression, by the way. You can only include up to 4 cards with super combo in your deck, so you can only have 4 of these. If your leader card is yellow and your life is at 4 or less, when you combo with this card, draw 1 card. Okay, so basically if you combine a leader card of yellow energy with this, bonus card. Neat. And then Android 21's Scheme, and this is a field card. Once per turn, when you and your opponents play a non-token battle card, it can't attack for the duration of the turn. So you can almost like stop an attack or something. Defender Kawazu. Okay, I've not seen this one before. Hachak Saga? I don't remember this. Is this one? Does anyone remember this? I mean, I probably should, but I don't remember it. If your leader card is a Black Machine Mutant card, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it can be a 1 energy if you have a specific card or something like that. And then Baby, the Overseer. So this one, it's a slightly shiny one, I think. Slightly shiny. It's like almost like a reverse shiny or something like that. Choose 1 yellow baby card in your battle area with an energy cost of 1 and place it in its owner's drop area. Play this card from your hand. So I think you can like move a card with a yellow energy on your opponent's side to the drop area or something like that. But yeah, and then you get to use this one. And then we're back to Trunks. I'm not really sure about where to go from here, but to be honest, the Absolute Release Ball is one that I'm potentially thinking of because that seems kind of nifty. And no, not Birth of a Super Saiyan God, but probably Trunks Saiyan Majesty. So probably these two. These two I'll probably go in with Raditz and then sort of making a deck in that regard. But I'll do some more research to make sure I have a reasonable deck. I might have to switch some things. I don't know. But yes, that's all from the Wasteland here. I hope you guys are having a great week. The start of a new week. It's certainly different here. And I will see you tomorrow. But first, let's check out what's going on at the Advent Kame House, which was so lovingly made by my wife, Philly. So until next time, catch you later.